Hello, welcome back to Hello World, Unit 5, Desktop Software, Part 2, with me, your Professor Neil, and me TA, Yonghee. Hello.
Hello, Professor Neil. I'm here down here.
Okay, let's go off to the classroom, even though you're down there at the bottom of the screen.
Take me to the classroom, please.
Yep, we're going to go to the classroom for Dialogue 5.2. So let's head on in to the classroom. Here we go. So,
Hello, this is TA Younghee for Hello World Unit 5. Desktop Software Part 2.
yes, and so in Part 2, we're asking some questions about desktop icons. So, Yonghee, just some questions from the handout, from the book. How many icons do you have on your desktop?
Ooh, I don't remember off by heart. Numerous icons.
Okay, numerous. I probably have about 20 on my desktop at the moment, desktop icons. Various GIF files, folders, some PPTX files. And so my desktop is a bit messy at the moment. I probably have to clean it up. So which icon, Yonghee, do you most need on your desktop?
I need two icons I always use. Start button of the computer. And then internet, web browser.
Okay. Yeah, if I'm using Windows, I like to have access to icons, but I also use a Mac, and a Mac has its docking bar at the bottom. So I don't usually use icons on my desktop. But yeah, when I use Windows, I like to have access to a lot of icons, especially the internet browser, and PowerPoint and Word and so forth. But I like shortcut keys too. But when I use Windows, I quite often, well, not so much these days, I used to have the blue screen of death. Yonghee, have you ever experienced the blue screen of death?
Mine went to black.
Black, okay.
So I don't remember having blue screen of death.
Okay.
But it has a black and have a lot of strange dots coming out on the screen.
Okay, but yes, if you've seen the blue screen of death, as you see here, probably implies your desktop has crashed, or has locked up, or has frozen, and you might want to reboot.
Ooh, on this screen I can see the blue screen.
Yes.
Yeah, but mine's the color is black, but the same thing.
Yeah, they're not always blue. I mean, maybe I'm just a bit old-fashioned, a bit out of touch. Okay, then. Well, we mentioned that we're on Dialogue 5.2. So we're going to go off to the office now and join Hedy and John in their dialogue and to see what problems someone is probably having.
Either John
Yes.
or Hedy.
With the blue screen of death. So let's listen up. Here we go.
Hi, John.
Hi, Hedy.
What's up? You look stressed.
I have a meeting in 10 minutes and I need to send a large file.
How big is it?
About 4 gigabytes. The email app says that it is too big.
Did you compress the file?
No. What software compresses a large file?
Let me search the web. How about WinZip?
Looks good. I will install it.
What's the matter?
My computer has locked up and I have a blue screen.
You should reboot them once it restarts. You can install.
After lunch. Let's go for lunch first. I'm hungry.
Good idea. Me too. Let's go.
Okay, well, we've covered the dialogue. It looks like we've just come straight into it. So, Yonghee, We're going to read it as well now.
Hi, John.
Hi, Hedy.
What's up? You look stressed.
I have a meeting in 10 minutes. I need to send a large file.
How big is it?
About 4 gigabytes. The email app says that it is too big.
Did you compress the file?
No. What software compresses a large file?
Let me search the web. How about WinZip?
Looks good. I will install it.
What's the matter?
My computer has locked up. And I have a blue screen.
You should reboot. Then once it restarts, you can install.
After lunch. Let's go for lunch first. I'm hungry.
Good idea. Me too. Let's go.
Yeah, so if you're reading this when you are feeling hungry, go for lunch. Okay.
I'm hungry, Professor Neil.
Okay, so one phrase you might not be common there is my computer's locked up. If your computer's locked up, it means it's frozen or crashed, or nothing's moving. Let's ask some questions then about Dialogue 5.2. So Younghi, are you ready for the questions?
Yes.
Okay. What does John need to send?
He need to send large file for meeting.
Okay. Why won't the email client send the file?
Because the file size is too big.
What? Having some issues here. Let me just change that why to what. There we go. That's better. What does Hedy suggest?
She suggests John to use compressing software.
Yes. Hedy suggests he uses WinZip, or Hedy suggests he install WinZip. So what happened when John tried to install the software?
Computer is locked up and he's got blue screen.
Yes, his computer locked up and he got a blue screen of death. So he says, I'll go for lunch. Alright, but we will move on.
Move on.
Leave Hedy and John behind. Leave John behind with his troubles. Leave him behind with his problems. I'm sure he'll solve them. And we will move on to John having some other problems. But often when he has a problem,
we have to call Sam.
Yeah, what he likes to do is call Sam for IT support. So let's go off, move on, and enter Sam's world, IT support world.
Sam is very interesting, but he is very good at dealing with the computer problems.
Yes. I could probably use his services from time to time. So there we are, John in his office and Sam in his office.
I'm curious, I can't wait.
Okay, let's get going. Let's go off and listen to Hello World, I Support with John and Sam. Here we go.
Hello, IT Sam speaking.
Hi, Sam. John from the Media Lab. I need your assistance.
How can I be of assistance to you, John?
I compressed a file and now I cannot find it.
Do you know the name of the file?
Yes, it is project_files.zip.
Let me remotely access your desktop.
I see the remote desktop connection icon flashing. I'll click access.
Thank you. Connection complete. Let me search your files directory for the file.
Any luck? Have you found the file?
Yes. Look at your desktop. You can see the file saved there.
Oh, yes. I can take it from here. I don't know how that happened. Thank you for your assistance, Sam.
You're welcome. It's 10:15 a.m. on November 2nd.
Bye, Sam.
Wow, that was so easy for Sam to do that.
Good. So, usual name that he has to fill out the tech support problem details. So, Yonghee, who called him?
John from Media Lab.
And what was the date of
It
the phone
was
call?
November 2nd.
Oh, okay. Do we need to check?
Time was 10:15 a.m.
And what was the location?
Location was John from Media Lab in his office and the Sam in his office.
Okay. And what was the problem?
Problem was he lost his compressed file within his own computer.
And what was the file name?
File name was, that was quite long, project_files.zip.
Okay. And what was Sam's solution?
His solution is remotely access to John's desktop and help him to find the file. And because Sam moved the file hidden to his desktop.
Maybe he moved it, but that's where he found it. He found it on the desktop.
Oh, it's interesting. John didn't know the file on the desktop.
It was probably hidden amongst all his other icons.
Anyhow, Sam always finds a solution.
Always fixes the problem.
That's the song Sam always sings. Fix you.
Fix you, yes. Well done, Sam. He solved another problem for John. And John says, thank you very much.
Fix you.
Well done, Sam. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, finished with IT Call. And we're moving on to Reading 2. Reading 2. I guess we'll have to go a bit into this one with a bit of detail. But we've got quite a warm-up here.
Ooh.
So, in this one, we are looking at the desktop. That is the title of our reading, because obviously you look at the desktop. And looking at something also means investigating something. And we have some warm-up questions. Yonghee, are you ready for our warm-up questions?
Yes, I'm always ready. Always.
Good. Let's find them up. Oh, there they are. Let's put them on the big screen. That will probably work better. John gives us a little wave, or Neil gives us a little wave. Right, come on, let's put them on the big screen. Am I going to have to call? No. Okay, good. Reading 5.2 warm-up. So, what software runs on your computer desktop? Can you list 5 items? Your own, okay?
I have C++ program software.
Okay. Yes.
And also MS Office and OneDrive and KakaoTalk and Naver Whales and Google Chrome.
Okay, so yes, like most people, you have 5 items or more running on your desktop. Do you prefer to use shortcuts or the mouse to open software? When I mean shortcuts here, it means like shortcut keys.
Like a Control F5, something like that.
Yes.
It depends on what software program I use. When I use word processor, I like to use shortcut. But when I use normal software apps with icons on, I prefer using mouse.
Okay, so if you ask me what... sorry, one more question for you. What desktop trick do you know to save time?
To screenshot.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I know the shortcut.
Okay.
To do screenshot.
Do you want to share it with us?
No.
Later.
Later.
Okay. Go on then, Yonghee. Ask me the 3 questions.
Okay. Professor Neil, I think you will share all your knowledge with us.
I'll share a little bit of my knowledge.
What software runs on your computer desktop? List 10 items.
10 items. Okay. Dropbox, is pretty much open at the beginning in startup. OneDrive also opens up when the computer starts up. And then we've got Naver Whale for my internet browser, Kakao Chat for my communication, and FaceTime for communication, my calendar, and I have a calculator because my brain is not quite working, QuickTime Player, and then there's Microsoft Word, the terminal, and Microsoft Excel. BB Edit is my preferred editing tool, coding editing tool, and PowerPoint, of course, and MovAvi for editing videos and software. Oh, and for listening to music, my audio player Tidal for its good quality music play.
You've got lots of interesting applications, Professor Neil.
What was that, 10? Okay.
I lost count, but it sounds like 10. Okay. Anything more than 5 or 10.
Yes, I was getting dizzy.
Question 2. Do you prefer to use shortcuts or the mouse to open software?
Mostly I use the mouse to open software. I will double click on icons or single click.
What desktop trick do you know to save time?
Windows. I like the Windows and R, and then typing in something like PNT power to open PowerPoint, or if Windows and R, typing in WinWord to open Word. I like to use the Windows Run command. On Mac, pretty much just mouse, double click on everything.
So that's it.
That's it for now, yes, because we're just talking. Well, all right, that was the warm-up. Maybe I'll hear students' answers later in the semester. For now, we're going to look at the reading itself, looking at the desktop. So let's fire it up. How about looking at the desktop?
Come on, fire it up.
Okay, there we go. Reading center. Yes, again, quite a big reading. Notice how this one has a topic sentence again. But it also introduces with a quote. So, like, according to the website techterms.com, the desktop is the primary user interface of a computer. The desktop is the best place for users to organize their software programs and files for several reasons. First, because the desktop is the screen users see after their OS has booted up, it is convenient to display icons for folders and applications on the desktop background wallpaper. In Windows, there is a taskbar at the bottom of the screen with a Windows icon button on the left. With Mac, users have a menu bar at the top of the screen and the dock at the bottom of the screen. The dock displays several icons too. Users of Windows and Mac operating systems can customize their desktop by dragging and dropping icons around the screen. The desktop is always available to users and allows them to set up quick, easy access to their most commonly used files, folders, applications, or programs. This ease of access means users never waste time navigating through OS directories for files or apps. So the invention of the desktop changed how computers were used, and that is why it's very important. Because, as it says, imagine if you had to just go through directories for files and apps. It would waste a lot of time. So the desktop is the best place for users to organize their software and programs and files for several reasons. First, right, it is convenient to display icons. Okay. And
examples are like a Windows and a Mac. They have different settings.
yes.
But still, both of them has convenience to display icons for further applications. And secondly, desktop you can customize their icons depending upon the user's preference.
And lastly?
Lastly, desktop is always available to users and allow them to set up quick, easy access
To their files.
Mm.
Good. So 3 reasons. And that is what we're going to ask you some questions about. So Yonghee, are you ready to answer some questions about the reading? They're quite difficult today, but hopefully you're okay. And we're ready to ask some questions. And then after that, we'll move on to the portfolio. But first, questions. Alright, so here they go. Let's fire them up. Yonghee, what is the definition of a desktop according to tech terms?
The desktop is the primary user interface of a computer.
When do users first see the desktop?
When they turn on the computer.
Yes. Where is the Windows icon button found on a Windows desktop?
In Windows, there is a taskbar at the bottom of the screen with a Windows icon button on the left.
Oh, very good. What does the dock display on a Mac desktop?
The dock on a Mac displays several icons.
Okay. And what does a desktop give users easy access to?
Easy access to their most commonly used files, folders, applications, or programs.
Very nice. And that's the main point here, that the desktop gives you ease of access to your files, folders, applications, and programs. So though talking about the desktop is quite common, the language here you can use to talk about other aspects of computing and software. And that was our learning process for this unit. Learning to describe things, learning to use declarative sentences, and learning to focus on the subject and predicate object form of sentences.
The vocabularies and the grammar tips and the information about desktop softwares are very useful.
Yeah, so let's just practice it in our final section, portfolio.
Oh, finally, we go to the end of this unit by completing portfolio unit 5.
Yeah, so here we are.
Wow. We've been passing more than half the book.
Yes, moving a bit. So here we are, portfolio questions. The first thing, of course, look at your answers. Today, I'm going to just show you my answers, and Yonghee is only going to talk her answers. So, as usual, I fill in my name, and then I'll answer questions. So let me just fill in with my answers first. So obviously, who am I? Neil. What sort? So Yonghee, you ask me the questions. I'll give my answers.
Hello.
Hello.
Portfolio 5 questions.
Okay.
What is your name?
My name is Neil.
What software do you use every day?
Every day, I use MS PowerPoint.
How often do you use a chat app?
I use a chat app almost every minute.
What software do you use to surf the net?
I surf the net with Naver Whale.
What website do you use most?
I visit the BBC website the most.
What software did you last buy?
The software I last bought was CyberDuck.
Interesting. Which is better, Mac, Linux, or Windows to you?
Difficult question. None of them, in my opinion, are perfect, but I would say Mac is slightly better than Linux or Windows. But it's a close thing.
Can you give me the reason, Professor Neil?
Mac, I've never been hacked. I've never had to deal with Trojans or malware with a Mac. But I used to have to deal with that with Windows, with quite a lot of hacking. And Linux, you just didn't offer enough software or applications.
So Linux has the least compatibility to the latest made softwares. Windows, Mac, they both have enough softwares, but Windows are relatively weaker to
Yes.
the hacking.
Yes. So Yongi, just quickly, let's go through the questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. My name is Younghee.
What software do you use every day?
I use MS PowerPoint every day.
And how often do you use a chat app?
Not much. Almost every 10 minutes.
Okay. And what software do you use to surf the net?
I surf the net by using Chrome.
Okay. And what website do you use the most? Which one do you visit the most?
I like to visit Naver
No, okay, yes.
to do shopping.
Okay. And what software did you last buy?
The last one I purchased was Tidal.
Oh, okay. And which is better, Mac, Linux, or Windows? And because
To
of time.
me, Windows, because I don't have Apple computer.
Okay, good enough reason. Well, thank you, Yonghee. That was Portfolio Questions with Yonghee. Today we kept her answers just to the spoken form for a little bit of listening practice. And...
This is the end.
Oh, this is the end. Yes, this is the end. Thank you for joining us for...
Desktop software.
Desktop
Unit
software.
5.
Thank you. The end is now. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.